yummy, Chef.
Ooh, goodness, that aroma is fantastic. Ooh, that does look great. Hey everybody, I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera Show. I don't know about you, but I am so excited for the big game that's coming up. And we're partnering today with Tony Chachere to create some wonderful dishes that you'll want to have on that spread when you have friends over to watch the game. Well, I have a special friend with me today. Chef Cory Bahr from Monroe, Louisiana, is part of an ambassador program with Tony Chachere, as am I. And I'm so happy to have you.
Vera, I'm so excited to be here all the way from Monroe. We've got 4 great recipes that we're going to do today using Tony Chachere's that are really perfect for pleasing a crowd.
Well, tell us about it.
So first off, we have some seafood stuffed mushrooms using Louisiana's finest jumbo lump crab meat and crawfish. Then we have some Boudin chimichangas with pepper jack cheese and a great sauce using Tony's. Then we have something that pleases a crowd. I mean, it'll feed a whole family. It's chicken and sausage jambalaya, but the catch is we're making it in an Instant Pot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
And then to wrap it all up, we all need a great cocktail, so we're doing a Peacemaker Bloody Mary.
Peacemaker Bloody Mary. Okay, well, I'm ready to get started. All right, seafood stuffed mushrooms.
Yes, ma'am.
That sounds like a really good dish to me. So tell us about it.
So it's a simple dish, just including a few ingredients. We're going to start off with some butter here, room temperature, slightly melted. Right into there.
Butter's a good ingredient to start with.
It's one of the best ingredients. Some fresh squeezed lemon juice. This is the juice of about 1 lemon.
Okay.
An egg yolk. That helps bring everything together. A couple of chopped garlic pods.
God, that smell.
It smells great in here. We're just going to give that a quick mix. You want to give me a couple tablespoons of that jumbo lump crab from Louisiana?
I certainly do. And you know, Cory is a culinary ambassador for the state of Louisiana, and he also knows a lot about this Louisiana Crawfish Company.
I do. You know, Louisiana is famous for a few things, and certainly our seafood is one of them. That's some Parmesan cheese right there. Some sliced green onions. It's about ½ a cup.
Well, and you know, this Louisiana Crawfish Company is a family-owned business, and we've been working with them quite a bit, and you told me that you gave me a tip during the break about the seafood that you eat in Maine is probably from.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like if you're eating something on a menu in Maine, the crawfish could have come from Louisiana Crawfish Company.
Well, we're the #1 producer of crawfish and the #1 producer of crab meat in America in Louisiana.
Gosh.
So right now,
that is so pretty. Can I put just a touch?
I think we need some more crab meat and a little bit more crawfish. That never hurt.
Too.
So we're going to take some Tony's hot sauce, about 3 dashes. Right into there. And some Tony's original seasoning, again, about 3 dashes, maybe a little bit more. And with that jumbo lump crab being so fresh and succulent, you don't want to mess it up. You just want to lightly fold it together. We're going to go right into our mushrooms here. Now
now you got to talk about what you did before the show on these mushrooms, y'all. It is awesome.
So we just cleaned them up nicely and we took the lips off. That opens them up and allows you to put a lot of this stuffing inside.
You know, and it's the fact of the matter is one of the things that, you know, I knew, but I keep forgetting, is that stem can make this more of a vegetarian dish instead of using the meat.
Absolutely. These stems right here, instead of using like crawfish or crab meat, which I love.
Oh, I do too.
If you're a vegetarian, you can leave that out and just chop these up, stuff them right in, and you've got a great dish.
They're so perfect.
So I'm going to go ahead and start stuffing these mushrooms. Overstuffing is what I like to do.
Well,
so we
for
just
sure. And I love doing it in the cast iron skillet. You know, the Lodge skillet just stays so well seasoned. Well, you know, he and I actually have some other things in common. Not only are we both Southerners, but we also both beat Bobby Flay. So he had a cool story about it, you know, as do I. So I hope that you will look him up. Cory Bahr on Instagram and Facebook, and just kind of follow along with what he's got going on. Is this on your menu at Parish?
We do these for parties because people love them. I mean,
Heritage Catering. And I mean, that is just delicious. Well, he's got a little bit to do to get these ready to go into a 450-degree oven for about 12 minutes. But what are we going to do when we come back from the break?
We have Boudin chimichangas.
Boudin! Oh, I can't wait. All right, these look great. We get those in the oven and y'all come back with us. Welcome back, everybody. And if you're just joining me, I'm with Chef Cory Bahr from Monroe, Louisiana. He's the owner of Parish Restaurant and Heritage Catering. And again, I'm so happy to have you. Those mushrooms just turned out great.
You know, the combination of Tony Chachere's and Louisiana seafood is a dream. So from those mushrooms, we're going to go into another super fun dish. This is a party dish. It's our Boudin Chimichangas. So what we use are some ingredients that we love. Obviously, some smoked pork Boudin.
And that came from Louisiana Crawfish Company, and they also sent alligator.
And crawfish.
And crawfish.
And
what was
crawfish.
that thing you just said about the Pope and Lent?
Oh yeah, so if you're a practicing Catholic during Lent, the Pope ordained alligator as a seafood, so it's safe to eat. Have at it, please do. So this is a very simple dish. We have just a regular flour tortilla here, and we're gonna just put it together real quickly. So we're gonna take some of this Boudin, about a third of the way up.
We're making food today that would be appropriate to watch when you're watching the football game coming up. And of course, you said you were really pulling for the Saints.
The Saints, baby. I mean, who else? So we take some pepper jack cheese, and you know, we just bought a block like you'd buy at the store. We cut it into these little, like 1/2 inch by 2 inch little blocks, and we fold over, fold over. There we go.
Look at there.
Just a pick right through there. And we have a fryer over here that's set at 350 degrees. I'm just going to make a couple more of these.
Okay, well, you want me to get started on this sauce over here?
Well, you are my saucier today, if you would.
I'm going to make myself useful here. Okay, so we've got mayonnaise in the bowl. We're going to add in some ketchup. And this is the dipping sauce for these, right?
It is. It's a really simple dipping sauce because you got so much going on with that Tony Chachere seasoning, the pepper jack cheese.
And I just put Tony Chachere's on the sauce. So we've got Worcestershire sauce. Ooh, and I got a whiff of it.
So we're going to
and
pop
some
this.
chives.
This is going to go right into this fryer, 350 degrees for about 4 minutes. That helps make sure everything's cooked all the way through, golden brown, and you want to really get that cheese nice and melted.
All right, so while you're making that, which came first? You know, one of the things that I've just enjoyed reading about you so much is that all the things that you grew up doing, fishing, hunting, you know, just loving the outdoors, and you said that you have a summa cum laude degree in cooking from your grandmother.
From my grandmother's kitchen. I didn't even know culinary school was an option growing up.
Honestly, so all of these things are what you're now doing with Parish and your catering business.
Yes, ma'am. We have a food truck, and we also have a coffee company called Standard Coffee, and we serve lunch and all those sort of things. But being around people, interacting with people, and having fun with food is just a dream come true.
Shy, you know. And it's funny, you know, a lot of times you can read about people and think, well, I wonder if they're really like that. When I met you, it was like immediately everything that I read about you was true. So I've really loved that. And the fact that you're taking things that you grew up doing with your family and you've made that your career.
Yeah, to make ends meet when I was growing up, I was actually raised by my grandparents. So my grandmother had a catering company, you know, and I looked through her old notes nowadays, and you know, all these handmade items. She'd make 300 and 500 and 600 of them at a time. It was just amazing to be a part of that, and that just became a part of my life just naturally. You know, I fell into this, and I love it, and I couldn't see myself ever doing anything else.
Well, and for you to, you know, have this opportunity, even during the pandemic, to keep people actively busy in your company and doing things. You said you didn't used to do a lot of takeout. You did quite a bit of that.
In 3 days, we went from 1% gross revenue in takeout to 100% gross revenue in takeout.
Well, it just goes to show you, for those of you that, you know, have children that are interested in cooking, you never know when that spark might be created. The fact that you are so passionate about what you're preparing because you've hunted it, you've caught it in the water yourself, and you've created ways to make it work.
Vera, you couldn't be more correct. It's about respect for the ingredients and then getting to share all of those memories. Like when you're talking about going out there fishing with my grandfather or hunting with my grandfather or with my family now, it's just something, it's sharing and it's exciting and it gives me energy. So it almost benefits me as much as it does the people eating it.
He's definitely got the energy. So we're going to wrap this up. During the break, we'll get these finished. And in Vera's Corner today, I'm going to give you a tip on how to do a Brussels sprouts dish dish in the Instant Pot, but then what are you going to do in the Instant Pot?
So we're going to take that same Instant Pot and we're going to make a real crowd-pleasing dish. It's going to be chicken and sausage jambalaya, something everybody loves.
Perfect for the big game. So come back with us after the break. That's smelling amazing.
They look great.
Vera's Corner is sponsored by TaxSlayer. It's your refund. Go get it. Brussels sprouts are one of my favorite vegetables, and there's so many ways to prepare. But what about something quick and easy in your Instant Pot that is delicious? Here's how. Take a 16-ounce bag of Brussels sprouts, 6 slices of chopped bacon, 1/2 white chopped onion, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, a tablespoon of olive oil, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. After washing your Brussels sprouts, cut each of the ends off and cut them in half. Next, wrap the Brussels sprouts in aluminum foil. Add the water and the Brussels sprouts into the Instant Pot. Set your Instant Pot to manual and set the timer to 3 minutes. Remove the steamed Brussels sprouts and drain the water from the Instant Pot. Press the saute option and add olive oil, minced garlic, and your onions. Saute until transparent. Then add bacon, salt, and pepper and cook until very crispy. Add in the Brussels sprouts and cook until well combined. And there you have it, a quick and simple recipe that you can make directly in your Instant Pot. Welcome back, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed that little tip on a side dish that you can do in the Instant Pot, because we're getting ready to do a main dish in the Instant Pot. But you know, there is no resting on the VeryVera show.
There's not. You've had me chopping and going.
You thought that you were just coming over here and you were just having this great time. But I really want you to take this slow, because you know, it's so second nature to you. But all the different ways you cut all of these beautiful ingredients, I really think our fans are going to love to watch what you're doing.
Sure. Well, knowing how to work in the kitchen is very important. So processing your vegetables, you know, in the kitchen, we're just chop, 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 go. And I was doing the same thing. So here we just had some celery ribs that we cut in half and then just came back and medium diced. Some sliced green onions, some poblano peppers, and we showed you one of the tricks is find where it lays flat and cut that part off first, and that's what we did here. With our onions, we just did that traditional, cut them in half, take the end off, slice through.
Yeah, and I mean that, you know, having a sharp knife, because you were just flying through the center of that.
That's what gives you that nice dice and makes it cook evenly.
I mean, if I had a ruler, Cory, when all of that spilled out into the bowl, it's like they're all the exact same size.
Well, they got to cook even, you know. And then just some chopped tomatoes. We just took the ends off, cored them, and chopped those. Left the seeds in because they've got flavor too. Then we have some great rice, some chicken breast that we diced up, and some chicken stock, and of course some Tony Chachere's, and some Worcestershire, and some freshly chopped garlic. This dish is a crowd pleaser. You know, it's jambalaya, it's Louisiana. It's
okay, so now you say jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
I say jambalaya.
Well, we're making a jumbo portion of jambalaya.
Oh, okay. That sounds great.
We're going to go ahead and get started here, and we're just going to layer in our ingredients. We're going to start with the chicken. And in here, we've already got some andouille sausage that we sauteed about 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, gosh, and it just kind of almost crystallized in the bottom of the
It made all those flavor bits. And if you don't know what andouille is, it's a smoked, spicy Cajun sausage made with pork. So we're going to add our tomatoes.
And, you know, this Instant Pot has really kind of revolutionized itself.
Oh,
because
wow.
you can fry in it, you can pressure cook in it. It's just a great... You said there was a time when things like that would be left sitting out on the counter, and I said, you know, I almost like to put it in the cabinet, but if you use it a lot, it's great on the counter.
Oh, it is. I mean, at the restaurant, we actually use it to cook rice. It's kind of cheating. I mean, it's taken all the guesswork out of cooking rice, because we all know rice cookery is a complex thing, and it's hard to get right. This thing is just, it makes it simple. So we've already added our green onions, our celery, our poblano peppers. I think they add a lot more flavor than just a green bell pepper. So that's why we use them. Some Worcestershire sauce.
I have to tell that real story real quick because when he was cutting those, he said you could put a bell pepper in the swamp and no animal will even eat it. I thought, okay.
Yeah, you take a green bell pepper and put it out in the middle of a swamp, come back 30 days later, and it'll still be there. That's the truth.
But that pepper is so flavorful.
So we've added our rice, and we're just going to give it a little stir.
Gosh. I mean, and you know, for the big game, you know, we kind of led up to this moment with a bite-sized appetizer, then one that it's almost like a sandwich with the chimichanga, and now you can serve this as a bowl, and people can kind of walk up to this pot as they want to. It'll stay warm. Oh, sure. With your warming function on here, this will feed a crowd. You know, for me, I think this is the quintessential party dish. Mm-hmm. Because it stays, okay, now, so that's your chicken stock. And I bet you make your own chicken stock. Oh, yeah. We roast those bones. There's nothing like it. So there we have it with our Tony Chachere's in there for all the seasoning you need. We're just going to lock this up. 5 minutes, high pressure, and make sure you let it naturally vent. And then when it comes out, you can't just leave it. You have to take it and fluff it because your rice will be sticky. So you do need to fluff it up, and then you got a dish that'll really feed a crowd. This feeds 8-10 people. Well, the good news is he is sharing these recipes, and they're going to be on our website at VeryVera.com. So we are going to get all this cleaned up. We're going to hope that this is ready in just a few minutes. It's party time. And then when we come back, we're going to have a Peacemaker Bloody Mary. That's right, Peacemaker Bloody Mary using Tony Chachere's Bloody Mary mix, Louisiana shrimp, all kinds of fun things. All right, come back with us. We're going to put the spread on the table. Welcome back, everybody, and I'm ready for the big game. Me too. I mean, we've got quite the spread here with the jambalaya, the seafood stuffed mushrooms, our Boudin chimichangas, and now we're going to go on to what I love a lot is a great Bloody Mary. And this Peacemaker. Yes, indeed. So we're going to start with a little bit of vodka. Yeah, well. There we go. That's a little bit of vodka. A little bit. We have some little pickle juice we're going to use here. This is from our green beans. Okay. So you don't want that to go to waste. Then we have our Tony Chachere's Bloody Mary mix. And you know, this is also good in just different recipes. Oh, certainly. It's like where you might be using tomato juice. And then some hot sauce. We like to kick it up with a little bit of hot sauce, about 3 or 4 dashes of that. So pretty. I love what you've done with all of this. We give it a stir. You know, and we've kind of dressed it up today to not necessarily scream football, so you can understand that these recipes are great for any time. Well, these are entertaining recipes. Yes. When you're coming together with a small group of people and you want to have something to, really enjoy. Look at that. That's it. And we like to put some celery hearts, a little olive, a little Louisiana shrimp in there. Okay, well, I'm gonna take one of these little mushrooms. And, I had told Cory earlier that generally speaking, I can't taste the food because I'm trying to talk, and you don't talk with the food in your mouth. But since you're doing all the talking today, I get to try stuff. So let me taste this. How about that? Oh, man. That Louisiana crawfish and shrimp really comes through, and that spice from Tony's is just the right. It's just the right thing. It's just perfect. And it's just, and this has now gotten to a little bit more than room temperature, and it's great. I mean, it doesn't have to be hot. Well, the fun thing about this is that you can pop them back in the oven to bring them right back up. Same thing with the Boudin chimichangas. Okay, so let me grab some of that. I'm going to have a little sip of this. Oh, you go right ahead. Okay, now see, you drizzled the top. Yeah, get a napkin. I got a little excited right there. What do you think? It's so crispy. And you would think it would be greasy, and it's not. Well, it's easy, y'all. The melty cheese really makes it, you know what I mean? So, for me, that spice, that meltiness, that crispy crunch is really what it's all about. I'm going to be so mad if y'all don't make these recipes and put them on Instagram and tell us all about it. Okay. Jambalaya. Like we're jamming. We're jamming. We are jamming. Okay, so let's see that. And the Instant Pot let this happen in like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it takes no time and it really feeds a crowd. I mean, everything we did here, you could get at your local grocery store and knock it out in under an hour.
That's so good. Well, tell us about the other great projects you've got going on.
So coming up this year, we're starting a YouTube channel where you can really find all kinds of recipes like this and tips in your kitchen and also decorating tips. And then we're moving our coffee shop, Standard Coffee. We're going to be expanding to a full-size bakery because we have such an amazing pastry chef who's been with us forever.
Well, and that's so cool that you're incorporating things in your growth that speak to your staff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that. But you've got a personal project going on too, right, with the house?
Oh, wow. So we started in last February in 2020, remodeling a 100-year-old home. That's going to be really the set of our talking food that we're going to be doing on our YouTube channel.
Ah, that is so interesting. Y'all have got to follow this guy because obviously he's got a lot going on. We want to remind you that no matter what you do, do it in good taste.
That's right.
I certainly hope that you will come back and join me again. Y'all come back next week for Leopold's in Savannah.
Cheers, y'all.